A distaff. A distaff, also called a rock, is a tool used in spinning. It is designed to hold the unspun fibers, keeping them untangled and thus easing the spinning process. It is most commonly used to hold flax, and sometimes wool, but can be used for any type of fiber. Fiber is wrapped around the distaff and tied in place with a piece of ribbon or string. The word comes from dis in Low German, meaning a bunch of flax connected with staff. In this image, you will see Queen Birth instructing girls to spin flax on spindles using distaffs. Year 1888. As an adjective, the term distaff is used to describe the female side of a family. The corresponding term for the male side of a family is the spear side. This is an image of Russian distaffs displayed at the Museum of Folk Handicrafts at Ferapontov Monastery. A distaff can also be mounted as an attachment to a spinning wheel. On a wheel, it is placed next to the bobbin, where it is in easy reach of the spinner. This version is shorter but otherwise does not differ from the spindle version. Comparing it to the Western Europe, which has two common forms of distaffs, the traditional Russian distaff, used both with spinning wheels and spindles, is L-shaped and consists of a horizontal board known as the donce, and a flat vertical piece, frequently oar-shaped, to the inner side of which the bundle of fibers was tied or pinned. The spinner sat on the donce with the vertical piece of the distaff to her left, and drew the fibers out with her left hand. The distaff was often richly carved and painted, and was an important element of Russian folk art. Russian distaffs occupy a peculiar position among the objects of folk art. It would be difficult to name any other tool used in a peasant household on which more loving care was lavished, its shape as perfect, and its decoration as beautiful as possible. People's imagination has created a variety of shapes for distaff. There is the monumental spade-like tool, the petal-shaped one on a slender figured leg, and the distaff in the form of a tower, resembling some graceful work of an architectural fancy. A distaff were made in each family. A peasant girl learned to spin in her early childhood, and this work was her lot through life. Among the people, the attitude towards the tiring toil of the spinner was one of the understanding and consideration. There was a custom for the village women to assemble and do their spinning in company. In winter, they would gather of an evening in a house roomier than the others, the married ones wearing their best clothes, the girls with their beautifully ornamented distaffs. Another custom was to make presents of distaffs. A distaff was a father's gift to his daughter, a young man's to his fiancée, a husband's to his wife. Touching inscriptions were made, such as, "Thee I love, to thee I give, with love from my heart, to thee for all the time," or "Spin, preserve the distaff, and pray God for thy father." Distaffs were kept in families as heirlooms and handed down from mother to daughter for generations. The most skillful of distaffs makers manufacture their productions both to order and for sale at fairs. In areas with long-standing traditions of woodwork, in the neighborhood of large villages carrying on a brisk trade, in villages situated on the banks of navigable rivers or along busy trade routes, there arose centers of the production of distaffs. In the 18th and 19th centuries, such a center were known in the Yaroslav and Nizhny Novgorod governments in the northern regions of Russia. The techniques of carving and methods of decoration varied from place to place. They were closely linked with local artistic taste and traditions. In the ornamentation of carved distaffs, geometrical designs prevailed. In painted decorations, such motifs as bunch of flowers or a flowering shrub were dominant. Plant motifs might occur in combination with scenes of country or town life, and sometimes with figures of animals and birds. scenes of daily life marked by keen observation and rendered with a sense of humor bordering on the grotesque, from a characteristic feature of Russian folk art. In the 19th century, such scenes were used as a matter of course in decorative compositions on carved desktops of the Yaroslavl and Nizhny Novgorod masters, and of painted desktops made in the Nizhny Novgorod of the North Dvina and the Mezan regions. Russian desktops possess every charm of Russian folk art. The evolution of folk art in the course of history has left its traces on the shape and decoration of the desktops. The present album has been composed on the basis of the collections owned by the Russian Museum, Leningrad. It illustrates almost every type of artistically executed desktops known in European Russia. This picture was taken first week of January 2021 at the house in the countryside of Russia. An ancient tool of Russian spinners, a prялка, is a simple device used for spinning, known as a distaff in Europe. A prялка consists of an upright blade to hold the flax fibers and a horizontal base on which the spinner sat to keep the prялка steady while she spun the rough yarn, drawing out fleecy threads with precise fingers. In ancient times, spinning was regarded as a sacred skill. In Greek mythology, Athena was a patron of weavers, and in Roman mythology, the Parcae were personified as three old women spinning the threads of human destiny. The goddess of ancient Slavs, Mokosh, was also a spinner, and the skill's high status gave rise to countless rituals associated with yarn, thread, and spinning. On the last day of the spinning season in late winter, village women would take a ride downhill sitting on their prялки, and according to tradition, whoever went the farthest distance would have the best harvest of flax in the coming summer. But woe to her who would fall down from her prялка. She might not live to see the flax grow tall. In old Russia, spinning was an essential part of a peasant girl's upbringing. A small prялка was put into a newborn girl's crib to hold on to for the rest of her life. Winter spinning seasons, called posidelki, provided an opportunity for courtship, and many village matches were made at spinning bees. A brightly colored prялка was the pride of the young spinner. She would carry it to the posidelki, holding it in front of her for everyone to admire its bright colors and stylish shape. Traditional spinning survived well in the 20th century and is still practiced today by individual craftswomen. I hope you enjoyed this video. It is all about Russian history and how magnificent their artworks are. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and please comment down below for more improvements of the video. Again, thank you so much and have a great day. God bless everyone.